In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products?
While researching, one film we looked at the first 5 minutes of the film was Enemy of the State. We noticed that there were lots of close-ups which seemed to last quite a while. We tried to replicate that in our opening, as you can see by screenshots 2, 4, and 8. We held each of these shots for a few seconds. This goes towards building tension and creating the atmosphere that was needed for our film.
One way in which our opening has followed the codes and conventions of our genre is that the non-diegetic music is suspense building. This follows the conventions we noticed while watching Enemy of the State. The music in Enemy of the State was quiet, suspenseful, and at points the music went away. We tried to recreate this effect by having the music in screenshots 1 to 3 quiet and to help build suspense, and then in screenshot 4 the music went silent, and after screenshot 5 it started back up again.
One way in which our film breaks the codes and conventions is that the lighting in our opening was quite bright. This goes against what you would expect, which is that the film would be dark and possibly rainy. The reason behind having the lighting to be bright was that we wanted to try and show how that just because this character was being blamed with the murder of the man, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's guilty. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you've learned in the progression from it to the full product?
In terms of production, we have all learned a substantial amount, as firstly, we have all improved in our editing skills, as we all took part in editing our preliminary task, as it was all had to be filmed and edited in a very short amount of time.
We had also used props in our preliminary task that were very similar to props used in our final production. Although less props than in our final production were used, we still gained some knowledge. Some of what we used were props such as a BB gun, although we used a different one between our preliminary and final piece, and some of the costume from the preliminary task is similar to the main character in our final production. We, from our preliminary task, have more experience in those kind of props.
We have also improved in planning as we have created multiple draft storyboards and a final storyboard. We have also discussed in great detail the locations, main shot types, what props to bring and who brings them.